Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television Global News today, 31st March 2026. Equivalent Islamic calendar 12th of Shawwal 1447 after Hijrah. I am Hamida Muhammad Idris. In the headlines. The government disburses 688 billion naira to over 9 million Nigerians in 2 years. Abuja High Court bars Turaki-led PDP faction from National Secretariat over leadership tussle. Northern States governors seek 1 billion naira monthly to enforce regional security. On the international scene, United Nations allowed global food waste hit 2.3 billion naira tons annually. And on sports updates, CAF Secretary Mosengo Omba resigns over retirement age controversy. There's some more news will be coming to you in the bulletin to stand by. The government has disbursed over 688 billion naira to over 9.2 million Nigerians under its Household Prosperity and Empowerment Cash Transfer Program in 2 years. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Bernard Doro, made this known at the Hub City Implementation Update and Press Conference in Abuja. He also explained that the cash transfer scheme anchored on the National Social Register is one of the federal government's key social protection interventions aimed at cushioning the effects of recent economic reforms on vulnerable households. Doro, in his presentation, noted that the Hub City initiative was introduced as a shock response mechanism to support low-income Nigerians amid ongoing adjustments, adding that beneficiaries received 75,000 naira in 3 tranches. The minister added that on the duration it takes to reach the entire 9.2 million households, the intervention spanned from November 2023 to February 2026. Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT) has urged state government to implement the new minimum wage for teachers across the federation. The national president of the union, Titus Amba, made the call at the 19th State Conference of Delegates in Kwara State, noting that some states were yet to approve and implement the wage for teachers, despite agreement reached. Amba, who was represented by the Union Social National Secretary Litope Adebanjo, also pleaded with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to improve the economic conditions affecting teachers, noting that inflation had eroded their earnings. It was gathered that a key demand raised at the conference was the extension of the retirement age for teachers in Kwara State from 60 to 65 years. Earlier, the state chairman of the union, Yusuf Agbula, reaffirmed the demand, saying it will help retain experienced teachers and strengthen the education sector across Nigeria. On 2027 general elections, Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has unveiled a timetable and schedule of activities for the 2027 general election in move to consolidate Nigeria's electoral integrity framework. INEC's National Commissioner May Agbamutembo made this known at a 3-day high-level capacity building workshop for National Electoral Commissioners and the Commission's management in Lagos in collaboration with the Conrad Adenro's Stephen Cass. The chairman, who disclosed this on behalf of the INEC chairman, Agbamute Mbu, who disclosed this on behalf of the INEC chairman, George Amupitan, also described the engagement as a defining moment in the Commission's reform trajectory, coming at a time of significant legal and operational adjustment within Nigeria's electoral system. She added that INEC also launched a renewed institutional drive to strengthen procurement system as a critical pillar of credible elections. In his remarks, the resident representative of CAS in Nigeria, Tobias, stressed that procurement plays a decisive role in shaping the credibility of democratic processes, noting that it directly impacts efficiency, fairness, and public trust. An Abuja High Court has barred the Kabiru Turaki-led Faction People's Democratic Party (PDP) from accessing the party's national secretariat in Abuja. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik and the verdict also annulled the convention held in Ibadan, Oyo State in November 2025, through which the tripartite national executives emerged. The court also restrained the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from recognizing the outcome of that convention, which it said was done in defiance to subsisting court order. On the other hand, the court ordered security agencies to provide protection for the fraction of the poverty aligned with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, where some wiki to access and operate from the party's national headquarters. The judgment followed a suit lodged before the court on November 21, 2025 by the then interim fractional chairman and secretary of the party, Muhammad Abdul Rahman and Samuel Anyawu. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, said the ruling party, All Progressives Congress, APC, has represented a dangerous threat to multi-party democracy in Nigeria. ADC National Chairman David Mark made the assertion during the reception of the strong man of Kano politics and former governor of the state, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, into the ADC in Kano. He explained that the defection of Kwankwaso from the new Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, to ADC is not merely a political statement, but a deliberate response to the clarion call by Nigerians for all opposition leaders to be united and present a common front to protect the country's democracy and say no to totalitarian rule in Nigeria. Some personalities present included Peter Obi, Odigi Oyegun, Aminu Tambol, Rauf Aregbesola, Babakir Lawal, among others. The governorship candidate in the 2023 Kaduna State election under the People's Democratic Party's PDP, Isa Ashiru, has officially resigned his membership of the party. Ashiru conveyed his intention in a letter dated March 27 addressed the ward chairman of Kadan Ward in Kadan local government area of Kaduna State. A copy of the letter, which he shared on social media on Monday, indicated that his resignation followed what he described as a period of consideration regarding developments within the party. Shortly after announcing his resignation, the governorship candidate shared a campaign-style poster bearing the insignia of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, on his Facebook page, signaling his move to the party. The news is coming to you on Standard Voice Television. Still to come in the news. Northern State governors seek $1 billion monthly to reinforce regional security. On the international scene, United Nations large global food waste hit 2.3 billion tons annually. On sports update, CAF Secretary Mosengo Omba resigns over retirement age controversy. These and more news will be coming to you after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that short break, and now the news continues. Northern State Governors Forum NSGF has reiterated its willingness to enforce regional security through the advancement of the Security Trust Fund while warning against complacency. The chairman of the forum and Gombe State Governor Muhammad Yahya, who made the commitment during the opening session of the forum's meeting in Abuja, also said the forum demanded regular payment of 1 billion naira monthly fund needed to strengthen security in the region. He added that Nasarawa, Gombe, Borno, Kebbi, and Kaduna State had already started fulfilling their 1 billion naira monthly commitment to the Northern State Security Trust Fund. The governor added that as discussions on the fund structure, governance, and accountability continue, each state must appoint a trustee to enhance oversight and internal control. Yahya said although banditry and terrorism continue to impact many areas of northern Nigeria, resulting in deaths and displacing citizens, however, acknowledged that the security situation in parts of northern Nigeria had shown measurable improvements. Troops of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadunkai, OPHK, have again followed a planned mass abduction of civilians by Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists in Borno State. Media Information Officer Headquarters Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai, Lieutenant Colonel Sanu Oba, who made this known in a statement, said the incident occurred when troops under Sector 2 deployed at Dus and Kura came under attack while escorting civilians along the Buratai-Kamwea axis. He also explained that while engaging the terrorist surveillance asset identified the terrorists attempting to abduct a large number of civilians in about 17 vehicles into the bush, adding that the quick reaction force rapidly reinforced the location, repelled the attack, and immediately launched a pursuit toward the Mangari area. The spokesperson, however, reassures residents of the military's commitment to stabilization efforts, protection of civilians, and sustained offensive pressure on terrorist elements, particularly as the Easter period approaches. So on security, Zamfara State Police Command said bandits have killed 3 villagers and set scores of houses and silos ablaze in Danguru village, Bungutu local government area of the state. The spokesperson for the command, Yazid Abubakar, who confirmed this in a statement, said the attack occurred when a group of armed bandits wielding AK-47 rifle attacks Danguru village through Nahuti district. He also added that a joint team of police operatives and vigilante members responded to the scene and engaged the criminals in a gun duel, successfully repelling the attack and forcing the criminal to flee into the bush with gunshot injuries. Abubakar also explained that all injured victims had been evacuated to the Federal Medical Center, Gusau, where they are currently receiving treatment and responding positively. He said the command has intensified efforts to track down and apprehend the perpetrators of the attack and assured residents of the command's unwavering commitment to safeguarding lives and property. Nigeria's High Commission in Pretoria, South Africa, has issued a security advisory to Nigerians following recent developments in the Eastern Cape province and rising tension across the country. The mission, in a statement issued in Pretoria, urged Nigerian nationals to be more conscious of their personal safety and to moderate their movement while the situation remains uncertain. The statement also advised Nigerians living in South Africa to limit interaction with unfamiliar persons, maintain a low profile at all times, and remain law-abiding while respecting local laws and customs. The High Commission also orders Nigerians to suspend social-cultural activities temporarily and to avoid making inflammatory statements on social or mainstream media capable of heightening the current tension, and therefore cautions citizens to stay away from any demonstrations or counter-protests and to refrain from unnecessary display of wealth and could expose them to risks. Moving to the foreign scene, the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP and UN Habitat have warned that the world generates up to 2.3 billion tons of municipal solid waste annually. This is coming as the world commemorates the International Day of Zero Waste with renewed calls to tackle rising food waste. This year's observance, jointly facilitated by the 2 UN agencies, focused on the food waste, highlighting its far-reaching implications for climate change, food security, and economic stability. The UN stated that over 1 billion tons of food, representing about 19% of all food available to consumers, is wasted yearly, even as hundreds of millions of people face hunger globally. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in his message to mark the day, noted that urgent action was required across all levels of society to reverse the trend. Also, Executive Director of UNEP, Inga Anderson, described food waste as both an environmental and economic burden, noting that it costs the global economy about $1 trillion annually. General Secretary of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Baron Basengo Mba, has resigned after 5 years in office, citing a desire to retire with peace of mind following a tenure marked by controversy. The Congolese, in a statement, disclosed that he has been able to dispel the suspicions that some people have gone to great lengths to cast on him. Musembo first scrutiny during his tenure with criticism that he cautioned the role past CAF's official retirement age of 63 and that he reportedly created a difficult work environment through an internal investigation cleared him of wrongdoing. It was gathered that his resignation comes amid the fallout from 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON final, which saw Senegal initially defeat host Morocco 1-0 in extra time, only for CAF to award Morocco a 3-0 victory after ruling that Senegal had forfeited the match following a stoppage time penalty dispute. Meanwhile, CAF Competitions Director Samson Adamu will serve as interim General Secretary while the process to appoint a permanent replacement is underway. Finally, on the news, the top stories again. The government disburses 688 billion naira to over 9 million Nigerians in 2 years. Abuja High Court bars Turaki-led PDP faction from National Secretariat over leadership tussle. Northern States governors seek 1 billion naira monthly to enforce regional security. On the international scene, United Nations allowed global food waste hit 2.3 billion naira tons annually. And on sports updates, CAF Secretary Mosengo Omba resigns over retirement age controversy. On behalf of the production crew led by Ilya Adam Auta, I am Hamida Muhammad Idris. Thanking you for investing your time and staying with the news. Good afternoon.